Hi guys, this is going to be my final election update and I'm going to look at all the marginal seats because the picture has slightly changed since YouGov came out with their latest poll. I take the YouGov poll fairly seriously because they interview 10,000 people per day and they do a constituency by constituency breakdown. So I'm going to look at that, look at the key areas for Breixt Party, where the Lib Dems might pick up, Labour may pick up and where the Tories may pick up. Just to recap, on this YouGov poll, it has the Tories on 43% with a margin of error between it could be 45 to 41, Labour on 34% with the margin of error meaning it could be as high as 36 or as low as 31. So if we put the Tories at the high end at 45 and Labour at 31, we get a 14% lead for the Tories, which is pretty much where we started the campaign. If we put Tories at the low end of 41 and Labour at the high end of 36, then we get only a 5% lead, which is of course a little bit worrying, but you know there have been some polls along the way that said 6% as well. So I think we're looking kind of slap bang in the middle of those two. I think it's still going to be at the higher end. Slightly worryingly, as I was about to begin this, I had a pop-up from Sky News Australia saying horror result expected in the UK election. So you guys might want to have a look at that story. I'm going to look at it myself. I don't know what they're on about. So let's start off with, I think Hartlepool, it's going to end up that the Tories and the Breixt Party split the leave vote and we end up with Labour still getting in there. I mean, outside chance Breixt Party make it, but I think they are now looking less likely to. The most likely places for the Breixt Party to pick up two seats is Barnsley East and Barnsley Central, so do keep an eye out for those on the night. Let's just look at the Lib Dems because there weren't too many target seats. They were targeting St Ives, North Devon, Southport, Lewis and Cheadle, all held by the Conservatives, and those should all remain Conservative holds. Lib Dems should take Sheffield Hallam off Labour. They'll take Richmond off the Conservatives as well as St Albans off the Conservatives. They may snatch Winchester because it's looking very close there. That's off the Conservatives, but there's a 10,000 majority to overturn, so it's difficult for them to take Winchester, but it's still kind of looking likely. The Lib Dems may just take Cambridge off Labour, but again, it's a massive majority. It says all you need to know when Cambridge is a Labour safe seat, exactly what I'm saying about Labour not being the party of the ordinary common sense working class, but being the part of the party of the metropolitan elite and the and the educated. Or the supposedly educated. Okay, also Sutton and Cheam could go Lib Dem of the Tories, as well as Eastleigh could be a loss for the Tories, gain for the Lib Dems. However, those are quite large majorities to be overturned, over 12,000. Kensington in the previous YouGov poll was going Labour. Staying with the Tories, but now it seems it's going to be snatched by Labour. The same with Warwick and Leamington Spa, which now look like Labour is going to coast in that seat. I always thought it would. As you know, I was surprised when the YouGov poll said that might be a Tory hold. I suspected it would go Labour. Stockton South was looking strong for the Conservatives, looking like Labour is sneaking up on them there. It's a toss-up at the moment, so it could go either way. Looks like quite a big Tory win in Peterborough. Cheltenham, the Tories should hold small lead. Chipping Barnet, they now saying, could be a steal from the Conservatives for Labour. I'm fairly sceptical. It's a very marginal seat, but also a very Jewish seat, so I think the Tories should hold on there. Finchley and Golders Green, Tory hold. Perth is just going to be held by the SNP, only slight, so, I mean, Tories might gain Perth, but it still look more likely SNP. Dudley North, Tory. Newcastle, Underline, Tory. Nantwich and Crewe, Tory. Canterbury, staying with Labour. Remember, Canterbury was turned over by Labour last time. Huge turnout for the Labour vote, and it looks like they're going to repeat that. Barrow, Inverness, Tory. Kiley, up in the north of Yorkshire, Tory, but only just. In Lanark, it could be the SNP or the Tories could take it from SNP. Bit of a toss-up there. Stroud, Labour. Ashfield going Tory, Colne Valley going Tory, I think that was Caroline Flint's seat. Bishop Auckland in the northeast going Tory. Ipswich in the east of the country going Tory. Bedford going Tory. Oxford and Abingdon will of course stay Lib Dem by a huge margin. Lonsdale and Westmoreland staying Lib Dem by a big margin. Edinburgh South West staying with SNP. Penlystone and Stockbridge will go Tory. Argyll and Boots staying with SNP. Carshalton, of course, will stay by the Lib Dems. I mean, it's in London. It's highly unlikely the Tories would take it. It's a toss-up in Lincoln, but it's a heavy Leave area. I think the Tories have to take that. Great Grimsby, similar to Lincoln, big Leave area. Looks like the Tories are going to edge it. Battersea, that'll maintain a huge Labour majority. Portsmouth South staying Labour, but only just. Derby North, Tory. High Peak staying Labour. Wakefield, Tory. Wolverhampton South West is a toss-up, but being in the Midlands, I think the Tories could edge it. Wrexham as well. They've talked about Wrexham quite a lot in the media, saying it's probably going to remain Labour, but the Tories in with a chance there. Stoke-on-Trent North, Tory. Dewsbury, well, Tories have got a lean lead. They could just do it there. Vale of Clyde, it's a toss-up. East Lothian looks like it's going to stay SNP. Kingston and Surbiton definitely staying Lib Dem. Norfolk North, it looks like the Tories will steal that off the Lib Dems. Reading East staying Labour. Gower, Labour. Eastbourne, looks like the Tories going to keep that one. Blackpool South could be a Tory steal off Labour. Doesn't look like there are going to be many Tory wins in Scotland, but you never know. Darlington, Tory. Rother Valley, Tory. Weaver Vale staying Labour. Bolton North East, that is a toss-up area. It's too close to call. Scunthorpe looks like it's going Tory. Bury North, total toss-up. Bassetlaw going Tory. Chingford in Duncan Smith's seat, probably staying Tory. St Albans is going to the Lib Dems from the Tories. Watford is staying Tory. Croydon South, that's going Tory. Workington, that should just be a gain for Tory. As far as the London seats of Dagenham and Rainham and Croydon Central staying Labour, but Dagenham and Rainham, Tories could just take that one. Bolsover, that's been a Labour stronghold. Looks like the Tories are going to take Bolsover. It's the biggest Leave area in the country, so they should manage that. Birmingham Northfield should stay Labour, but just. Dillon should go Tory, but only just. Don Valley, Tory. Bridgend staying Labour, but only just. Bury South going to the Tories. Clyde South, a toss-up, could go to the Tories. Alaman Deeside is leaning Labour. You never know, that one could be Tory. So now, from around these seats I've just been mentioning, we're looking at overturning a 5,000, round about 5,000 majority. West Bromwich West could definitely go Tory. That'll be a quite big majority to overturn. Stoke Central is a toss-up. Wolverhampton should be Tory. Hinburn should stay Labour. Sedgefield, that was Tony Blair's old seat, used to be a safe Labour seat. Now it's a toss-up. That being up in the northeast, a strong Leave area, that could go to the Tories. Bradford South, a toss-up between Labour and the Tories. Okay, now we're going into the majorities of over 6,000 to overturn. There's Batley and Spen, which is leaning Labour. I think that one will stay Labour. We have Durham North, Durham North West, and Blythe Valley. They all leaning towards Labour, but all in the northeast, big Leave areas. Just possible that one of those might go Tory. We have Worsley and Eccles South, which looks like they could stay Tory. Lee and Walsall, Lee staying Tory. Walsall South maybe going Tory, as well as Redcar, also in the northeast, could go to the Tories. I've had questions about Doncaster. Doncaster North will definitely stay Labour. Doncaster Central, the Tories are doing kind of well. I mean, they might take that one. So let's have a look at the Labour target seats. Labour was targeting Southampton, Itchen from the Tories, but it should stay with the Tories. The Tories should also hold Pudsey. Labour could take Glasgow East and Glasgow North East off the SNP, so those could be two Labour gains in Scotland. As I say, Labour are eyeing up Chipping Barnet, but I don't think they'll take it. Labour are not going to take Hastings and Rye. That was Amber Rudd's old constituency, a very small majority, but it looks like the Tories will hold. Lanark and Hamilton are between the Tories and SNP, so Labour was hoping to take that, but it looks far more likely the Tories or the SNP will take it. Labour won't take Glasgow South. It won't take Thurrock, definitely won't. Presili is staying with the Tories. Calder Valley staying with the Tories, as well as Broxtowe. Airdrie is staying with SNP. Argonne is staying with Clyde. Norfolk North staying with the Tories, and Telford staying with the Tories. So it doesn't look like Labour are going to have very much luck in any of their target seats, apart from, say, the Glasgow East, Glasgow North East, and possibly, obviously it's not looking too good for Labour on their target seats. So when I dug into the constituency predictions from YouGov, they looked like the Tories would make far more gains than just getting the majority, than just coming out with 334 seats, which is what they projected to get if they get 43%. When you look constituency by constituency, certainly seems like they've got a bigger chance of taking a lot of those constituencies. There are just so many marginals. That's why it could go either way, but I definitely think it's leaning towards the Tories. The only huge unknown is these 2 million new voters and how they're going to come out and vote. So I just wanted to wrap it up with that constituency basis. I do feel things have gone a bit flat for the Breixt Party. Nigel Farage hasn't been looking that confident or that buoyant, but then again, everyone at this stage is absolutely shattered and exhausted from this whole campaign, so you can't blame anyone. But I am going to check out that Sky News Australia story just in case they've got something that we haven't, because as one of my subscribers pointed out, Sky News Australia really tell it how it is. I mean, they're really refreshing. Pity I can't, well, I don't know if we can stream them. Maybe it would be a good idea. Anyway, guys, I don't know if you're all feeling nervous or excited or whatever. I might do a short report tomorrow afternoon on turnout at the polling stations near me, but then I'm in a very safe Conservative seat, so I don't anticipate that there'll be a rush on. But most of the people that I know are very enthusiastic about voting for Boris, no matter what their background.